what does the future actually look like? Questions like how do these different factors interact? It seems plausible that when the benchmark scores are so high, then there should be crazy effects on, you know, jobs,
Yeah.
for example, and that would influence politics. And then all, so all these things interact. And how do they interact? Well, we don't know, but thinking through in detail how it might go is the way to start grappling with that.
Okay, so that's where we are in the real world.
Okay, you said I don't trust AI. Okay, the problem is I'm like using it every day. That's crazy. Like 1 year ago, nobody used it, and now I use it every day. Oh my god.
The scenario kicks off from there and imagines that in 2025, we have the top AI labs releasing AI agents to the public in summer. An agent is an AI that can take instructions and go and do a task for you online, like booking a vacation or spending half an hour searching the internet to answer a difficult question for you. But they're pretty limited and unreliable at this point. Think of them as enthusiasts.
I know that GPT saves all the info. I know that, but I I think like what what is them like they save every person's info. You know what I mean? And I don't have nothing to like hide. You know what I mean?
Interns that are shockingly incompetent sometimes. Since the scenario was published in April, this early prediction has actually already come true. In May, both OpenAI and Anthropic released their first agents to the public. The scenario imagines that OpenBrain, which is like a fictional composite of the leading AI companies, has just trained and released Agent Zero, a model trained on 100 times the compute of GPT-4. We don't have enough blocks for that. At the same
They
time,
are
OpenBrain is
using
building massive data
come
centers to
on
train the
come
next
on
generation of AI
people, and
agents, and
they
they're
need
preparing to train Agent 1
they
with
are
1,000
using
times the
come
compute of
on
GPT-4.
people,
This new
and
system,
they
Agent 1,
need
is designed
to
primarily to
train
speed up
AI.
AI research itself. The public will actually never see the full version because OpenBrain withholds its
That's true. That's true.
I want you to keep that in mind as we go through this scenario. You're going to be getting it from a God's eye view with full information from the narrator, but actually living through this scenario as a member of the public would mean being largely in the dark as radical changes happen all around you. Okay, so OpenBrain wants to win the AI race against both its Western competitors and against China. The faster they can automate their R&D cycle, so getting AI to write most of the code, help design experiments, better chips, the faster that they can pull ahead. But the same capabilities that make these AIs such powerful tools also make them potentially dangerous. An AI that can help patch security vulnerabilities can also exploit them. An AI that understands biology can help with curing diseases, but also designing bioweapons. By 2026, Agent 1 is fully operational and being used internally at OpenBrain. It is really good at coding. So good, it starts.
Bro, do you believe that 2026 they gonna do this? Do you think they do like they gonna do like a AI agent? You know what I mean? What do you mean you can use AI to hack? How do you can do wait. Yes, I can use AI to hack. What do you mean, bro? Like, do you think AI RQ this thing they talking about in the YouTube video that gonna be like is true? Do you think it's gonna be true?
Accelerate AI research and development by 50%. And them a crucial edge. OpenBrain leadership starts to be increasingly concerned about security. If
AI
someone
will
steals their
be
AI models,
used
it
more
could wipe away
to
their lead.
hack.
A quick sidebar to talk
It's
about feedback loops.
easier.
Woo, math!
Okay.
Our brains are used to things that grow linearly over time, that is, at the same rate, like trees, or my pile of unread New Yorker magazines. But some growth gets faster and faster over time, accelerating. This often sloppily gets called exponential. That's not always quite mathematically right, but the point is it's hard to wrap your mind around. Remember March 2020? Even if you read on the news that
The rate of new infections is doubling about every 3 days.
it still felt shocking to see numbers go from hundreds to millions in a matter of weeks. At least it did for me. AI progress could follow a similar pattern.
We see many years ahead of us
The
of extreme progress.
the problem
That
with
we feel
me
is like
the problem with me is I think like I don't have nothing to hide, you know what I mean? So if they take my money, take my money. If they take my like my bank info and my like my I don't know, my family's names and like what I've done on internet, do it, bro. Like we all die on the like the, we all gonna die someday, and everything in this world like, you know what I mean, nobody gonna remember you. The money gonna the money gonna like the money gonna not be there when you die, you know what I mean? So you can always make more money, you can always like go work, you can always like I think like if somebody hack me and take all my money, I think I'm gonna be sad, but I don't. This the world not gonna end. Don't matter if you have nothing to hide. That's the problem. I don't care about my privacy. Sorry, bro. I'm like a person. Like I don't care about my privacy. If they found something in my internet and my like, you know what I mean? Okay, like send it on the internet, do what you want, I don't care about it. And like people laughing at me, okay, laugh at me. The only person so can like what you call it, um, the only person who can't we say in svenska döma, I don't know how to say it in English. I don't know how to say it in English, but like critique me is me myself, you know what I mean? So if people know my privacy, judge, yeah, judge, yes, judge. So the only people the only person so can judge me is God and me. So if people see my privacy and see my what I have done in internet and what I've bound by it and thing, and they say they laugh at me, okay, laugh at me, I don't care about it. I'm gonna be like sad and like ashamed, but I'm gonna move on. Life is going to move on, you know what I mean? Money goes and comes. People's opinions goes and comes, you know what I mean? People, I think people in the world, and I'm like I'm not perfect, but I have like I think about people's opinion. Oh my god, opinion, opinion, opinion. Like people I care about, but if they judge me, I don't care, because someday, you know, we all are people and someday we're gonna die, and the only person who judges you the last day is God. And like in this world, if you think about other people's opinion, you're gonna just like, you know what I mean? Sorry if I stopped the YouTube video. Sorry grabbar,
no
alltså
problem.
jag stoppar
And
videon
models that
alltså.
will get to the point where they are capable of doing
Stopp
meaningful
vi.
science, meaningful AI research.
In this scenario, AI is getting better at improving AI, creating a feedback loop. Basically, each generation of agent helps produce a more capable next generation, and the overall rate of progress gets faster and faster each time it's taken over by a more capable successor.
Det är
Once
lugnt,
AI can
okej,
meaningfully
bra.
contribute to its
Jag
own
pratar
development,
mycket men alltså,
progress doesn't just continue at the same rate,
jag
it
pratar mycket
accelerates.
men ja, det är en reaktion så.
In early
Okay.
to mid
This is
2026,
crazy.
China
Listen.
fully wakes up.
This part is crazy. 1D. This is the part I think like I was like I think what the fuck. Den här
General
biten
Secretary
är
commits to a
sjukast.
national AI push and starts nationalizing AI research in China. AIs built in China start getting better and better, and they're building their own agents as well. Chinese intelligence agencies, among the best in the world, start planning to steal OpenBrain's model weights. Basically, the big raw text files of numbers that allow anyone to recreate the models that OpenBrain themselves have trained. Meanwhile, in the US, OpenBrain releases Agent 1 Mini, a cheaper version of Agent 1. Remember, the full version is still being used only internally. And companies all over the world start using 1 Mini to replace an increasing number of jobs. Software developers, data analysts, researchers, designers, basically any job that can be done through a computer. So a lot of them. probably yours. We have the first AI-enabled economic shockwave. The stock market soars, but the public is turning increasingly hostile towards AI, with major protests across the US. In this scenario, though, that's just a sideshow. The real action is happening inside the labs. It's now January 2027, and OpenBrain has been training Agent 2, the latest iteration of their AI agent models. Previous AI agents were trained to a certain level of capability and then released. But Agent 2 never really stops improving through continuous online learning. It's designed to never finish its training, essentially. Just like Agent 1 before it, OpenBrain chooses to keep Agent 2 engaged. Focus on
What do you think? What do you think, D1? 1D? What do you think about the video?
Just like
Grabbar, vad tycker ni om videon? Vad tycker ni om videon?
And they've been checking out Agent 2. What they've noticed is a worrying level of capability. Specifically, they think if it had access to the internet, it might be able to hack into other servers, install a copy of itself, and evade detection. But at this point, OpenBrain is playing its cards very close to its chest. They have made the calculation that keeping the White House informed will prove politically advantageous, but full knowledge of Agent 2's capabilities is a closely guarded secret, limited only to a few government officials, a select group of trusted individuals inside the company, and a few OpenBrain employees who just so happen to be spies for the Chinese government. In February 2027, Chinese intelligence operatives successfully steal a copy of Agent 2's weights and start running several instances on their own servers. In response, the US government starts adding military personnel to OpenBrain's security team, and in general gets much more involved in its affairs. It's now a matter of national security. In fact, the president authorizes a cyber attack in retaliation for the theft, but it fails to do much damage in China. In the meantime, remember, Agent 2 never stops learning. All this time, it's been continuously improving itself. And with thousands of copies running on OpenBrain servers, it starts making major algorithmic advances to AI research and development. Quick example of what one of these algorithmic improvements might look like. Right now, one of the main ways we have of making models smarter is to give them a scratch pad and time to think out loud. It's called chain of thought, and it also means that we can monitor how the model is coming to its conclusions or the actions it's choosing to take. But you can imagine it'd be much more efficient to let these models think in their own
Är den galet?
language,
Är det galet?
something that is more
Ja, jag
dense
vet.
with
När jag kollade på den här
information,
första
easy to
gången, det
basically
var helt
understand,
galet
and
alltså.
therefore also makes the AI more efficient at coming to conclusions and doing its job. There's a
Som
fundamental
fan.
trade-off though.
Ja,
This,
jag vet.
yes,
Det är fan
improves
sjukt alltså.
capabilities, but also makes the models harder to trust. This is going to be important. March 2027. Agent 3 is ready. It's the world's first superhuman level coder, clearly better than the best software engineers coding
Bro,
in the same way
no.
that Stockfish
1D, the coolest thing, I don't know if it like I'm crazy, but the coolest thing is like I'm gonna live in this era of this technology, you know what I mean? I don't know if it's like a good thing. Do you work like a IT like installation, like do you do like IT things? No, the thing I wanted to say to you, the cool thing is like I'm you're a coder, okay. Oh yeah, they're gonna be like, oh, that's gonna AI take. But I think coders I think they're gonna be like around because you need to code AI. You know what I mean? And like you need to have um, like systems, and you need to be like the a charge of it. You know what I mean? Do you think like AI gonna get charge of AI? You know what I mean? Do you think like AI gonna code AI? Do you think that? You know, I think like somewhere they're gonna have like good coders, and they're gonna be like the main person. Yeah, some of the code jobs gonna be, but the thing I wanna say to you, the cool thing I think, and like I think I'm like a little bit crazy, but I think I live in this era. You know what I mean? It's like when you go from carriage and horse to a car, the era from like different the when people like drive with like a horse and like a what you call it, a carriage,